today we have to start with this, that is MDC logging. MDC logging is mapped diagnostic context logging. So it enriches the logging and improves the tracking by providing more context and information, okay, in the logs for current Mule event. So event related information, but in more description format. Okay. So processor and the event MGC entries are logged by default. Okay. So how we can like create this, how we can use this? It requires first you need to install Mule tracing module. Okay. So first you need to search from the exchange that Mule tracing module, and you can use this tracing one. Okay. Let's search this out. Mm, let's first search and add modules. Let me check if it is already there or not. Okay. So it starts with M, JK. No, it's not there. So yes, we can add this from Exchange. Tracing. So it is here. This one. Mule tracing module. Okay. So once you install this, you will get these operations. Okay. So these operations are like clear the logging variables. Okay. Remove the logging variables. So it's like just removing the variables and all. Okay. And the third one is setting the logging variables. Okay. So let's check this out. Setting the variables. So in the log, like whatever you want to log, you can just print this out. You can provide a variable and then you can print this out. Say it is a test and the value is hello John. Even I haven't tried this because when I was like taking the session, no one taught this. So I'm going to try this in front of you only.
Okay. So I'm sorry, what is the purpose of this tracing? Because like we already have set logger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the information that is provided in the slide, it says that we will be getting more logs. Okay, more detailed logs will be there. So let's
Okay.
search this, like let's see this by doing the practical, like how it is being worked. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, the changing the pattern layout in log4j file to MDC. Okay, we need to change this as well. So in the pattern layout and pattern, we need to make it as MDC. Okay, so let's go there and log4j and the pattern layout. This one. So in the pattern layout, it says MGC. Just a second. Let me copy that line. Yeah. Pattern layout. Pattern is -5. This. Just a second. So we need to add the this one. This I added, but this was not working yesterday, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I will try to figure out like how we can update the console logs pattern as well. Okay. I will do this
Uh-huh.
as a POC for me and then I'll
Okay.
let you know. So pattern is equal to -5p, that is correct. %d, that is correct. %t, that is correct. And then it is, this needs to be removed. This one. And for this one, we need to add this percent MDC. Okay. So I just saved this and let's run this project. Okay, let's run this project. I updated this one. Oh shit. I I haven't updated this correctly. Stop, stop, stop. This is percent.
Okay.
Percent inside this. Correct. Yep. Let's run this and see what all logs are getting printed. This one. Till then, we can search also like how it works. You will not get any question regarding this. There was no question for me as well, and I haven't seen any question related to this. But still, we can
Mhm.
see like how it works so that it will be helpful for the projects. Like while interacting with the customer, you can tell them that there is one more logging, that is MDC logging, right? So it
Okay.
enriches the logging and improves the tracking by providing more context or the information in the logs. Okay, for
Mm.
the current Mule event. By default, Mule logs two MDC entries, that is processor, which shows the location of the current event, and the event, that is, which shows the correlation ID of the event. So we will be
Mhm.
checking this out, how this is going to be printed. Okay. And next is Mule tracing module enables you to enhance your logs by adding or removing or clearing the variables from the logging context for a given Mule event. Okay. So let's say you are
Mhm.
going to print a Mule event. So from that, you can remove those existing variables and all, and you can even clear all the variables in one go, right?
Okay.
So the logging context exists for entire execution of the corresponding event. Okay. So prerequisite, we have already done this. Okay. So we have done this as well, installing this one. Okay. Changing this line. We have updated this line as well, right? We have updated this with the percentage MDC, and now we have executed this project. Is there any other? Okay. Yep, they updated this. We have already done this one. Okay, and this one is already done. Now let's see how it works. So I'm going to run this and let's again see what all other steps are there. Configure this one. So after execution, okay, so after execution, it will look like this. So correlation ID will be there, process path will be there. Okay, so in the process path, see, you are able to get to know that where this log is present. Okay, so it is the flow name, and in the processors it is a second processor, that means second connector. Okay, and this is the variable name and this is a variable part. So whenever you print any log, you don't print the location of the log, but here it is printing the log location as well,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
So let's check this out. It should have printed in Proj 3, this one. Hmm. So today is 9th. So we need to go to this one. Okay. So these are 9th logs, today's logs, right? So for this one, what I was actually printing in this log, uh, sorry, hello, Joy. Let me search that. So see here, you can see that the correlation ID got printed and the processor path. Okay, so it is at second location. Okay, first location and second location. It is at second location, that is also printed. So you will get to know that till this one everything was successful. Okay, and this was
Mhm.
your variable, and this is the variable you have
Yeah.
variable. Okay.
Okay. So only adding for a location, like the so.
Yeah, even I can see that the only location is being there, and these variables
Mm,
are there, but these variables can be removed also. It says that.
uh-huh.
So maybe that thing is useful.
Okay.
So these this variable actually, yes. So the good thing is, let me tell you, whenever you are printing a log, okay. So let's say you are having a logger, okay. So if you are printing a logger, you can directly print the message, right?
Mhm.
So if you are printing a variable name, or if you are printing a variable value, if you are printing a payload, anything that you want to print, it will be there. Okay, but here you are providing a variable and its value, which will be available in your whole flow. So whenever, let's say if you want to print this variable again, okay, so in the future, okay, then also you can find this out, you can use this variable value here. So let me tell you how. So let's say here I'm adding one logger, okay, and here I says print was dot test. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's try this out. It's getting built. Till then, we can move to the next slide. Okay. Mm, yeah. So location got printed, and you added one variable. Actually, you are doing set variable. Okay. So, but in with set variable, it is providing you the logs as well. Correct?
Mhm.
That's the thing. So, yep, where we were. Mm, sorry.
Nice.
It was done. It was done. It was done. It was done. Yep, we were here. Yep. So you are basically adding, removing, and clearing the variables. Set variable, remove variable, clear variable. Okay. With logging. So this is providing set variable plus logger. Clear?
Mhm.
So let's do one thing. Let's hit this out again. Okay. Let's wait for some time. It is getting executed. Till then, we can see this. We have already done these steps, everything. Okay. Tracing log messages using correlation ID. Okay.
Mhm.
So, as we discussed yesterday, also correlation ID can be used to discuss. Sorry. Correlation ID can be used to refer to your hit, basically, all in the whole flow. Okay.
Mhm.
So usually obtained from the source message. I think we have covered this slide. This is the repeated slide, right? So we have
Mhm.
already done this. A custom that source usually generate this, and if it is not being generated, then MuleSoft generates this randomly, right? Yesterday
Yeah.
we did
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
right? And we even tried to update this value, and we were able to see that in the file as well, right?
Mhm. Right.
So, yeah. So now let's come back here. And oops, sorry. Actually, I added the logger here and it got failed here, right? uh, sorry. So let's say the log is here, the logger is here, this one is here, and this one is here. Okay, let's wait it out until then we can do this. Okay, how Cloud Hub configures the logging for the deployed Mule apps. I think this is also the repeated slide, right?
Mhm.
Yesterday only I told you that you need to add a appender, right?
Correct.
Okay, sending Cloud Hub logs to the external logging. This is also done.
Mhm.
Combining the Cloud Hub logs with the custom logger. Yes, this is also done. Okay, I think I. What about this? Cloud Hub can integrate with the, yes, this is also done. Splunk ELK. Yes, this is also done.
Mhm.
Okay, the monitoring. So we have to start with the monitoring now. Okay,
Okay.
let's check this if it got built. Let's make a hit. Okay, so till then you can even see here. Oh, it is not printing this variable value.
It didn't
This
take.
in nope, nope. See, I tried to print that vars.test and it printed null. So it cannot be used in whole flow then.
Right.
I don't know
Okay.
why it is written then because this these notes says that it is available throughout the logging context exists for the entire execution of the corresponding event. So you can only see the location then. Extra is the location. Other than that, even I am not able to see anything new. See, because I tried to print this variable and it was not able to print this variable. Configure in your application. Set variable. Sorry. Yes. Set logging variable and tracing that customer ID. They printed the customer ID and then they printed the request path. This one. So they tried to print these both after sending this request. No, there is no difference. You can add two loggers as well and you can add these values. You can try to print that out. Okay, I got it now. Okay, I got it. But whenever you are adding a logger, let's say you are adding two loggers here, okay, and see, let's say you have two loggers, one here and one is here, okay, and you are trying to print, let's say 3 plus 4 here, okay. Let's say 3
Mhm.
was some value which you got from the customer and 4 was some value that you got from your existing character, okay. And here you are going to print, let's say you're going to print 5 plus 7 something something 5 plus 9, okay. So you will not be able to get to know that which logger is printed. For that you need to provide the one value that this is the position of this particular logger, right? You are not giving any value, sorry, you are not giving any name, you are just providing a value that you want to print, right? So
Yeah.
adding a name to that particular value done by using logging variable, okay. So for this I provided one name so that I will be able to identify that which logger got printed. Clear?
No.
Okay, okay. So let's say here I am going to print payloads, okay, and uh, sorry, here I'm going to print payloads,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and let's say we have one requester. It's just an example for now. I'm not going to run this code, okay, and after requester also, after doing this request, okay, I am again printing the payload. This is a new payload, correct?
Yeah.
So in the logs, when you will see the logs, what it will say, how you will see the logs, it will provide it like this. Where's the value? Info, right? This one, okay. And it says inside the logger, it will provide just the value. It will print the
Mhm.
payload here, right? In
Mhm.
both
Yeah.
the cases, your payload will get printed, okay. But for customer, it will be very difficult to identify which payload is this. This is which logger got executed. Is this one or this one?
Mhm.
Either you can do this before request, uh, request, right? You can do like this, and here you can add after request,
Yeah.
right? But this may get failed. Why it will get failed? Because your payload is not in the string format, right? And you are trying to concatenate this value with your payload. So this may get failed, and this will not be reused. You cannot reuse this thing. Okay. Other than this, what you can do, you can add this set logging variable. You can say before request,
Mhm.
and you are printing payload, and similarly you are having another logger after your requester. You can remove this now. Okay. And here you can say this is after request. Okay. So whenever it will get printed in your file, your logs file, it will be having both your variable name and the value. Okay. Like this, that before request, this was the payload, and after request, this was the payload. Understood? So you are
Yeah.
providing.
So but why we need variables? So if you are using if you can't use other than, so can we use this variable to other flow or outside of this set logging? So why we create
No, no, no.
variable?
You are providing a name to your basically value, what you are going to print. Okay. Otherwise, it will get printed by saying the logger value is this. Okay. Every time the logger value is this. You will not see any name there. You are joining a name to that particular value. Because here also I am printing a payload, and here also I'm printing a payload. And this one is the before request connector, and this is after request connector. Both payload are different. Okay. And if you are going to identify, like if you will see the console for both the cases, it will say this thing, logger message processor and just the value. How you are going to identify that this value got printed? Because in our flow we are just having uh, two logs, right? Two loggers. Let's say it is a very big flow and you are having 10 logs. Then how you are going to identify which log is this? Which payload got printed? It was the before requester or it was the after requester? You will not be able to get to know about that, right? So in that case, you are providing a variable. Like in JSON, you have name and attribute and its value, right? So you are doing the same thing here also. You are providing an attribute and its value.
Yeah, I understand
Okay.
for this, but why we need variable name if we are not using variable is like, it's supposed to be reusable, yeah? That's so.
Yes, but it is only for the logging purpose, and its value is
Okay.
getting saved. I'm not sure like how it is getting printed. Let me check. See, here I'm providing the variable name and its value, but I tried to print this variable name, but the
Yeah.
value was not getting printed. I'm not sure like why it is not being reused. I think it is only for the logging purpose. That's why it is not being used. But we have removed variable that remove logging variables and clear logging variables, because somewhere it is using the memory and we are trying to remove that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the
Okay.
case. Mm, yep. So let's move to another slide.
Mhm.
How many slides are left? 20 slides. Okay. So now we will focus on the monitoring part. Logging part is done. Okay. So how you can monitor your flow, how you can monitor everything. So in Access Manager, okay, and where it is basically. Okay. Yep. Okay. So you need to go to the Access Management. Okay. And this is your organization. Not this one, sorry. You need to go to the users, and this is your user. Okay, so this is your user. Okay, so if you want to use any point monitoring, so you need to provide some permissions. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
for any point monitoring, which permissions are required? So monitoring administrator or monitoring viewer. For users, you can just provide the monitoring viewer, and for like administrator, it could be monitoring administrator. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
for now I am providing both. Okay, so s- in runtime manager, it says that in sandbox, uh, why it is required? I don't think so. It's required. Leave it for now. So what is any point monitoring? Okay. So any point monitoring is application performance monitoring, like how your application is working with the given system configuration. Let's say you are having this CPU and the zero point 0.1 V core. So how your CPU and how your memory is being consumed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Second is log management. Okay, that means if your application, if your flow is getting failed somewhere, okay, so where it is getting failed and how you can debug the issues, how you can check in the logs basically. Okay, next is custom metrics on the events. So let's say in case your system is getting down, actually your worker is getting down, right? So how you are going to identify that? Okay, so you can like you can raise some notifications and all. So you can have some events in that cases. Okay, and custom metrics as well, like based on all the calculations and all, based on all the numbers, like how your memory is consumed, how your CPU is consumed and all, metrics is being generated by which you can generate the graphs. Okay, so what features are available with the platinum subscription? Okay, so there are multiple types of subscription like platinum, titanium, okay, gold, and so in platinum subscription, what all features are available, we will be seeing that. Okay, so in platinum subscription, you can take a snapshot for this profile, for this slide. Okay, so for platinum subscription, we have this application metrics. You can see that. You can see API functional monitoring. You can see basic alerting and this custom metrics and events. So basic custom dashboards are available.
Mm-hmm.
So these are available for the platinum subscription. For titanium subscription, these much things are available. Okay, so application metrics, connection metrics, API functional monitoring, advanced alerting, reports generation, and distributed log search, codeless logging, log warehousing, advanced log search. So these all, everything is available in the titanium subscription. Okay, so you can take a snapshot for this profile as well, because you need to learn this. You need to, I will not be practical for this. Okay.
Okay.
So how to enable the anypoint monitoring for different Mule runtimes? Okay. So in the starting only, we have studied about the control plane and runtime plane, right? So in control plane will always be there on the cloud hub, or sorry, only with the MuleSoft only, right? So that will be in the anypoint platform, right? So runtime manager and the
So
runtime plane.
in runtime fabric, you say by default or application are enabled for any point monitoring.
Mhm.
So the other is not like the cloud hub and on-prem. We need to do something like we should have like enable disable something.
Yes,
How are we
yes,
going to
yes.
learn?
Yes. That's what I'm going to explain. That's what I'm explaining. First, before that, I was trying to like give you the description that how to relate the things. That these are the runtime planes, right? So you can
Mhm.
deploy your code either on the cloud hub, you can deploy your code on the on-premise, you can deploy on the runtime fabric, right? So let's say if you are having a cloud hub, you can enable or disable the monitoring of the individual or all application via UI, okay, in the settings menu. So I have already shown you from where you can enable the API monitoring, sorry, for the person. Sorry, this is for a person to see the any point monitoring, okay? But for enabling it, you can enable it by going to the setting menu of the application. Let me go and see where it is available. So you can go to the settings. Okay. So inside the settings, the monitoring tab is not there. I think you can add one property that is related to the analytics and you can enable that property. Yes, that property is there. Let me give you how to enable any and cloud hub. Yep. So this is the property that you have to add. Okay, and you can make
Mhm.
it true. Okay,
Mhm.
once you make
Okay.
it true, this you can monitor this application.
Mhm.
Okay, so I can provide you this one in the chat as well. Once you add this here, uh, in the properties, you need to add the property and the value was true. Okay. Once you add this, you can do the monitoring for that particular application here in the anypoint
Mhm.
monitoring. Okay. So built-in
Okay.
dashboards are there. You can select the environment and you can select your application. So Hello World is there. You can view the logs for that. You can view the metrics for that. Sorry.
I didn't see my any point platform this monitoring. Can you open one more time? Let me see.
Yes, yes.
Go to
So in the Anypoint platform, you can see the monitoring here. Okay. So if you are having a client account, okay, if you are having a account with a client, so it is not visible by default because you are a user, you are not an administrator. So someone can give you the access for this. To get the access, what I did, I went to my user in the access manager, go to the access manager, okay, and go to your users, go to users,
okay, hold on.
okay,
Mm, okay,
access manager, then go to users and click on this username,
okay.
okay. In the permissions, go to the Anypoint monitoring
Um, mm, okay, okay. Select.
and
Pause. Okay.
monitoring.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I already do that. Okay, now. Uh, okay, I already added to permission.
Yes, okay. Then you will be able to see this monitoring. If you are not able to see, then you need to ask the administrator.
No, I
Okay, and
already
you,
see this. Can you open monitoring, please?
yes,
For
yes.
me. What you see is okay. Yeah, yeah, it come. Yeah,
Okay,
runtime.
so
Mine is
since
runtime.
this,
Okay,
okay,
I have to
so
choose
this,
like
mhm,
cloud Hub or runtime fabric. For
okay.
you, I only see. Okay, unable to see like for me. I can see cloud hub, hybrid, runtime fabric. So, so I didn't see for you. So, can you open for setting, please? You are open
Which one?
something. Setting. No,
Which
no, you're right. In the monitoring itself. Uh,
No, no, in
yeah.
monitoring the setting was not there. It was there in the runtime manager. You need to open the application. Okay.
Mm,
So in runtime manager, you need in the application you can go to the setting, okay, and then properties, and then you can add that property and
okay,
make it
hold
the
on.
value as true.
Oh, time. Okay, let me add. Where is that? Okay. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So then
Okay.
what you can do, you can go to the monitor. In the monitoring, if you are having a platinum subscription, like this is a trial account for me, right? So in the I
Yeah.
can only see say dashboards, but if you are having a customer account that then you will be able to see some other dashboards as well. You will be able to
Mm-hmm.
see functional monitoring, you will be able to see custom boards. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you're having a client account, then you can see that. I am not having any client account for now. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Got it.
okay.
Okay.
So in that how we can enable this out. In the settings of the application, we can add that property and we can make the value as true. Okay. And for on premise, download and install the Anypoint monitoring agent. You need to download the monitoring agent separately for this. Okay. For on premise. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can use this out. Okay. Oh, just give me a second. Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Okay. And for runtime fabric, it is already enabled. Okay.
Okay.
So for Cloud Hub, you need to enable. For on-premise, you need to download this Anypoint monitoring agent separately. And for Runtime Fabric, it is already enabled.
Okay.
Okay. So monitoring applications using the Anypoint monitoring dashboard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it will give you insight into the application usage and the performance. Okay. And it helps you to view the dashboards, both built in and the custom. Okay. It needs the special permission. So as I told you, you can go here, you can select your application environment and application, and then click on view. Then you will be able to see these graphs and all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there could be one question in the exam that will be related to the custom dashboards. Okay. So I am
Yeah.
not having any access for the custom dashboards, but if you are working for any client, go to this Anypoint monitoring and check that custom dashboards option. Okay. And see what all options are there, what you can create, a graph and a table, and what else you can create in the custom dashboards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you may get question on that, like what all options are there to create in the custom dashboard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's move on. I have already shown you this one, and the Anypoint monitoring built-in dashboards. Okay, so built-in dashboard, that's what we have opened. This one. Okay, and built-in dashboard in the Anypoint monitoring contains a set of time series chart to collect the various metrics. Okay, so it will have your inbound and outbound events. It will be something related to the performance, something related to the infrastructure, something related to the JVM, and something related to the failures. So you can see it here. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the tabs: inbound, outbound, performance, failures, JVM, and infrastructure. So the graphs related to the inbound request will be visible here. Okay. And you can provide the time as well. You can set the time. Like for 24 hours, you can see, you want to see these graphs, or for a particular time, you want to see these graphs, or for some dates, you want to see these graphs. It's up to you how you want to see. Okay.
Okay. So
So,
based on this monitoring, what we
mhm.
trying to decide what is like the solution for
Okay.
this.
Okay. So let's say your application is getting down uh, every time on Tuesday. Okay. On
Yeah.
Tuesday at 8 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
And you are not able to identify why your application is getting down at that time, right? Because in the logs it is not visible. Your worker is getting restart at that time again and again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you will not be able to see that in the logs, because only that it is getting restart, you will see that. right? But
Okay.
if you want to see the metrics, that means maybe this issue was due to the performance. Let's say on the Tuesday at 8 p.m., you are getting bunch of requests, you are getting lakhs of requests which are not being handled by your worker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why your worker was getting down. So how you are going to like debug this issue? How you are going to find this issue? So you can go to the monitoring, you can see the logs, you can see that inbound requests are more than 10,000 at that particular time. Okay. So you can see everything. See, so total request by HTTP. So here you will be able to see the number of requests for a particular endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So you can diagnose the issues, and these monitorings, you are aware that some people use Splunk. You are aware that some people use other tools like Tableau and all, right? So why they
Mm-hmm.
are using this Power BI and all? Because they want to see how many hits they are getting. Let's say if you are creating a API for Amazon, for
Mm-hmm.
which you have exposed the endpoint, and customers are using that endpoint for buying the products. Okay. So you want to see how much was the traffic, right? How, like,
Mm-hmm.
how many users are there, how you're going to identify that which API is being used more, so that you can increase the customers, right? So these things, these metrics you can see here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So yep. So let's go back. It can be visualized graphically in any point network or any point visualizer. So let me tell you what is visualizer. So there is one more tool that is called visualizer. Okay. So in visualizer, you will be able to see the APIs. So let me tell you how you are going to see the APIs in that. Okay. It is not visible here for now, because for me I don't have any API. Okay. So how it will work, let's say you are having API led connectivity. Okay. So you
Mm-hmm.
are having three system APIs and two process API and one experience API. Okay. So in the starting, you are not connecting them, you are using the request connector, right? So
Yeah.
how which API is using which other API, like which experience API is using which process API, and which process API is using which system APIs, how you are going to identify their relationship. Okay. So you can use visualizer in that. Okay. So once you will make a head, you will be this visualizer, what will it will do? It will try to see like how your request is visiting from your experience layer to process layer and to the system layer. So you will be able to see all the flow here, that diagram, that architecture diagram, where there
Mm-hmm.
will be one experience layer, and you can see that arrow which will go to the process layer. Okay. Then from
Okay.
that process layer, whichever system API is being used, the arrow will be there for that system APIs. Okay. So if you
Okay.
it is a very good thing, like because you, as a developer, you develop these API led connectivity and all, right? Once you are
Yeah.
doing the handover to the operations team, you want them to understand like how, which process API is using which system API. Let's say there is
Mm-hmm.
one process API which is extracting the data from Salesforce and which is putting the data into the database. So it will be using two system APIs, right? But to the operations team, if you are going to explain that there will be two APIs, this, it will be very difficult for them to understand that without the diagram, right? So here
Yep.
in the
Yep.
visualizer, it will provide you the diagram for that, to provide the relationships between these APIs. But before that, you have to make some hits, so that this visualizer will pick up those hits and try to identify the path.
Okay.
Clear?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So let's go back. So there's one walkthrough. I think this is not required in our case. So monitoring applications using the Anypoint monitoring custom dashboard. Okay. Since I'm not having any like let's say any client, so I will not be able to show you that. but this is the question that you will be getting. Okay, like in custom dashboard, what all options are there? Always remember, you will be having one graph, you will be having some single stat, you will be having table, and you will be having text. Okay, so
Mhm.
they will be trying to confuse you by providing the labels, they will be providing some other things also. So you need to choose the correct options where these four options will be there. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so data visualizer can be customized, and visualization can be customized, sorry, and different applications and the API metrics can be combined in single view. Okay, so whatever I was showing you in the built-in dashboards, that were based on the application to application, right? For one application you can see the data, for another application you can see the data, right? Let's say you want to combine them, like for two applications you want to see the data. Okay, so you want to create some custom dashboard based on that, right? So let's say you have worked on database, you have worked on database.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Yes, so in database we have primary keys, we have some foreign keys, right? So
Correct.
by which two tables are connected. So let's say if we are having two APIs, we are having two applications basically, and those applications are being connected by some values. So that also you
Mm-hmm.
can check this in the custom dashboards. So you can create those dashboards by yourself. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can even download those dashboard data. Okay. That data in the CSV file format. Okay. But that is only
Mm-hmm.
available in the Titanium.
Okay.
Okay. Next is monitoring application with alerts. Till now, we were able to see the graphs and everything, but now how the notifications will be sent in case of any issues. So let's see about that. So first one is alerts can be configured in any point monitoring. Okay. So in any point monitoring also, you can have some alerts. Okay. So you can have some alerts in the functional monitoring basically. I am not having that option since I am using the uh, trial account. Okay, if you're having a
Okay.
customer account and if you open that monitoring tab, you will be able to see one option that will say functional monitoring. Okay, inside functional
Okay.
monitoring you can create some basic alerts. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next is alerts are set up for the application or the servers or the source. Okay, and different metrics types are available for different sources. And let me tell you, you can have some alerts in the API manager and some alerts in the API runtime manager also. Have you seen that?
Which one?
API manager alerts.
Hold on. Let me. It's an API manager itself. Yeah. So I'm
Yes,
checking.
yes. Yes, that is there in the API manager only. So you can open the API manager. Inside API manager on the left hand side, you will see one option that will say alerts.
I'm checking.
Or let me open that. No issues.
Mm, for me
You can
now.
come. Yeah, you can come to my screen.
Okay.
So in any point platform, I'm going to open API manager. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So in API manager, okay, when you will create one API, okay, so you need to first generate the API also in the API manager, right? So once you will
Yeah.
create the API, then only you will see the option for alerts. Okay, not outside, and it will be inside the API. So let's say, Okay, let's say I just created this API. I have this API in my API manager. Okay, so once I open this API, okay, so in the left hand
Mhm.
side, you can see this alert option. Okay, so there are multiple types of alerts that you can have in API manager. So let me show you
Mhm.
what all types of alerts are there. So there are four alerts. Okay. First one is for request count. So you can say that if my request count is more than this particular number, then you want a notification. Okay.
Okay.
For the response code, let's say if you are getting a response code 403 and for 403 you want to generate a notification, that also you can define. Okay, next
Mhm.
is policy violation. Let's say you have created multiple policies in the API manager, okay, for a particular API. Okay, so let's say rate limiting is there and basic authentication is there. So for a particular policy violation, if you want to generate the notification alert, so you can use this policy violation. Okay,
Mhm.
next is response time. So let's say you are making a hit, and for that particular hit, for running the flow, it is taking more than 30 seconds. Okay, and
Mhm.
you want to see what all APIs are taking more than 30 seconds, so you can generate the alerts for that. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep.
so these types of alerts are available in the API manager. Okay,
Yep.
next one is your runtime manager alerts. So you need to go to the runtime manager. So in run deployed.
Mhm.
Okay, and on the left hand side, I'm not able to see any alerts. Just a second. I think in Cloud Hub 2.0 alerts are not there. Yeah, alerts are not there in the Cloud Hub 2.0. So in Cloud Hub 1.0, if you have deployed any API, you will see one option called alerts here. Okay.
Mhm.
So you want to see that?
Mhm.
So for that, we need to create one API. It will take time.
Let me grab coffee. Okay. Give me 5 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Let me go and get my water bottle as well. Till then, this is loading. Okay, I'm back. Listener, we need to add one listener. Let's there's one transfer message and JSON. It is low. And here also. Okay, so it is hello. Okay, and let me deploy this to the cloud hub. Hmm. Okay, so I just like you're there, John. You're on mute. Just
Give me
telling
two
me.
minutes. I'm making coffee. Okay,
Okay.
almost. Okay, 2 minutes.
But till then, I'm deploying this Hello World API. Sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Too many slides are there.
I'm back.
Yep, it is getting deployed.
Okay, okay.
Till then, we can go to the next slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will be showing you the alerts that are there in the runtime manager. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So alerts related to the Mule application. So in the Cloud Hub, we have message count. So I will be showing you that only. Okay. So message
Mm-hmm.
count is their message. Let's say if you are getting these much of request and then you want to raise a alert, then you can do that. Okay. Message error count. Let's say you are getting other than 200. Okay. Then you can raise the alert. Like you can say that if the error are more than 50, then you want to send the alert. Okay. Then you can send message response time. That also you can say that if any message is taking more than 30 seconds or more than 40 seconds and you want to generate the alert for that, you can do that. Okay. CPU utilization. Let's say if you want to generate the alert whenever the CPU utilization is more than 70%, then you can generate that. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
memory utilization, same. Let's say you want it to for 70% or 60%, it's up to you. It is
Mm-hmm.
like a good approach to set these two alerts always. Okay. CPU
Mm-hmm.
utilization and memory utilization, so that in prior only you will get to know that the CPU utilization and memory utilization is very high, which may get your worker down. Okay. Next is
Mhm.
thread count. On the thread count basis also you can generate the alerts. Like if the thread count is more than this particular number, then you can generate the alert. So these are for the cloud hub. And for on-premise, there are only three. That is message count, message error count, and message response time. Okay. CPU utilization, memory utilization, thread count is not there on the on-premise. Okay.
Mhm.
Alert conditions to the server. Okay. So as I told you, CPU utilization is there, memory utilization is there, and the thread count is there. Okay. These three are related to the server. Okay. And
Mhm.
these two basically, these two are uh, the part of the good approach. Okay.
Mhm.
Next is log management by the API monitoring. Okay. So it requires Titanium subscription. As I told you, if you want to create your own custom dashboards, if you want to have a functional monitoring, you need a Titanium subscription for that. Okay. So these will be the options you will be getting. Since I'm not having the customer account, I'm not able to show you, but here it is being shown. Okay. So what all options
Mhm.
are there? You can see that built-in dashboard is there, custom dashboard is there, reports is there, alerts are there. Okay. So separate alerts are also here. Okay. You can generate the alerts in the monitoring also. And in the functional monitoring also, you can have some alerts. Okay.
Mhm.
And you can have a log management also, but that log management is also available in the Titanium subscription also. The slide that I asked you to take a screenshot, it is having all the information related to this, like what all functionalities are there in the Platinum subscription and what all functionalities are there in the Titanium subscription. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So these are basically for reducing your resolution time, so that you can see that in the dashboards, in the logs, everywhere. Okay. So as I told you that the custom metrics graph, only Titanium users can do that. Okay. Monitoring Mule applications using the custom metrics. So how these custom metrics will work. Okay. So for custom metrics, what you have to do, you need to have this inside your studio also. You need to generate this inside your studio. Okay. So
Mhm.
let's say in the studio, you can add this send custom metrics. Okay. Based on that, your custom metrics will be sent to the custom metrics tab of your this one, Anypoint monitoring. Okay.
Mhm.
So how to configure the custom metrics connector? Anypoint custom metrics connector can generate metrics from the flow. Okay, it is only there for the Titanium feature. Okay, so this is the functionality. You need to add it from the exchange, that send custom metrics, and these are the configuration that you have to do. Like what all information you want to send, what is the name basically, what are the dimensions, okay, and what actually you are sending, like destination, that I am sending payload dot destination. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you will be using that, then only you will be able to understand this. Okay. So it can be added anywhere in the flow. Okay, you can add it here or after that or anywhere, it's up to you. And send the list of the dimensions and the facts. Dimension is a string, that means in the graph what will be your x-axis, what will be your y-axis. Okay. And the facts,
Mhm.
numbers, based on the numbers your graph will be generated. Okay. That can be used in the custom dashboard or the queried in the built-in dashboard. Okay. So it is alternative to to the using logger component to visualize certain business metrics alongside other monitoring metrics. Okay.
Mhm.
So you are already aware, you have the logger also, where you can print the values in the console. Okay. But if you want to see in the monitoring way, then you can use this custom metrics connector. Okay. Next is alternatives to this custom metrics connector. So you can have insight or the business events. Okay. So built-in capability, the core functionality, and a web UI under the runtime manager application. Okay. Let's see our application got deployed or not. Okay, so our application
Mhm.
got deployed. I have deployed this on Cloud Hub 1.0. Okay, so in Cloud Hub 1.0, you can see this insight. Okay, so in insight, the graph will be generated. Okay, so you can use these graphs rather than using custom metrics. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. And for alerts, I think you need a Titanium subscription because see, I'm not able to get this access here, right? I'm not getting this alerts here. But for a Titanium subscription, you will get alerts option also here. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's go back to the slides. So you can have insights or business events built in capabilities, and it is there in the runtime manager application. Limited flexibility, configurability around the UI, data retention, and access. It degrades the application performance at the volume. Okay, if you are enabling the insights, this will degrade the performance because it will add some value. You are storing some data inside the insights. Okay.
Mhm.
Next is custom connector. Okay, so you can create some connectors based on that. You can send some values, okay, to your monitoring tool and all, and then you can skip this custom metrics connector. Okay,
Mhm.
so it requires a dev work because you have to create your own connector for this, right? It can be tailored to the specific business requirement. Let's say you are working in a traveling company. Okay, so you can create a connector based on that only. That fields will be having things related to this traveling only. Okay.
Mhm.
Additional infrastructure will be required. Okay, because you need to first publish this connector, then only you will be able to use this connector. Okay. So next is functional monitoring. So here in the monitoring, you will get the functional monitoring. Maximum 5 monitors can be created in the public monitors, and for private there is no limit, but only for VPC. Monitoring applications using the functional monitoring. It assures the quality and the availability of the API by invoking the APIs over the HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so it can monitor the external APIs, not only the specific APIs developed in the Anypoint platform. So let's say if you are sending the request to the external API from your request connector, okay, and you want to monitor that that particular API is always up or not, then also you can use functional monitoring for that purpose. Okay.
Mhm.
And functional monitoring can be used to check the functionalities that let's say your application gives 201 in successful case, so you are getting that 201 or not, that you can also check in the functional monitoring. Okay. So monitoring application from the public or private locations. Okay. Run the functional monitoring from the selected location, public location. So in the public location, what we have, so it can monitor the APIs that are exposed to the public internet. US East 1, US East 2. Okay. Maximum of 5 monitors can be created. Okay. Shortest execution interval is 15 minutes for non-titanium.
Mhm.
Okay. Shortest time means that means this functional monitoring, you are monitoring the functionalities, so you need some schedulers or you need some crons and all, right, which will run
Mhm.
this monitors, right? So the minimum execution interval will be 15 minutes. So after every 15 minutes you can check that functionality is being is this correct or not and all, right?
Mhm.
Then can create the private location, can monitor the APIs that are deployed to the cloud hub and the VPCs also. Okay, so for public location, that means you are not using any VPC and all. Okay, but for the private location, that means you are using a VPC. Okay, so in case you are using a VPC, for that also you can use functional monitoring. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and for private locations, there is no limit basically. Okay, this limit is not there, that you can have only 5 monitors. Okay, and next thing is the cloud hub workers are creating within the VPC, and by default it consumes 0.2 vCores. Okay, so it will use 0.2 vCores for this. And next is your shortest execution interval will be 5 minutes. Okay, for that it was 15 minutes for public location, and for private location it is 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next is again functional monitoring. So create the function monitors from the UI. From the UI, you can create the functional monitors or upload the functional monitors as well. If you're having a already generated a functional monitor, then you can upload this as well. Okay. And it is written in BDD, that is behavioral driven development syntax. Okay. It is always written in BDD in the backend. Okay,
Okay.
it supports multiple endpoints and assertion in the monitor. Okay, so you can see the UI will look like this. So I'm generating one monitor here. Okay, and here the method is get, and I am providing the API endpoint. Let's say I want to monitor my external API is up or not. Okay, then I can provide that URL here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have multiple endpoints also. So let's say if your particular API is using multiple endpoints, let's say it is getting the data from one external API and putting it to another external API. For both the cases you can check the availability, okay, at the same time. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Monitoring application using functional monitoring again. Okay, so receive the failure reports. Okay, so whenever you generate this functional monitor, okay, so what you can do, you can send the notification in case of any issues and all. You can send the notification. So where you can send the notification, so these much of tools are available for that. You can send the notification over New Relic, you can send the notification over PagerDuty or Slack or Sumo Logic or email also.
Okay.
Okay, monitoring the APIs using the Anypoint Analytics dashboard. Okay, custom API dashboard. Okay, so the custom dashboard in the Anypoint Analytics contain a set of charts for single API or for all the APIs. So you can have multiple charts for that. Each chart displays various API characteristics. Okay, so there are four things. First one is your request size. Second one is your requests. Third one is your response size, and then your response time. Okay. Then it is the reporting for the API. Any one platform has a reporting capability also. Okay, which I have shown you that there was one diagram in other slide, right? So I showed you that built-in dashboard, custom dashboard, and there was one reporting option was also there. So in reporting, what you can do, any one platform has a reporting capability to gather analytics for the APIs in the CSV or the JSON format. So whatever the graphs that you have generated, you can download them or you can see them in the CSV or the JSON format. Okay. So report provides the key details such as the application name, API name and version, response time, status code, violated policies. Okay. It runs on the demand via URL. So if you want to run this, you need to just run that particular URL. Can download the sample report. You can even download the reports also. So configuring the alerts in the runtime manager. Okay, so I am not having the access to that. Okay, as I have shown you, because I'm having a trial account. So monitoring application with the alerts. Alerts can be configured in the runtime manager. Just a second, sorry. Okay, so alerts can be configured in the runtime manager. Alerts are set up for the application or the servers as the source at the various severity levels. Critical can be there, warning can be there, and the information can be there. Okay, and different event types are available for the different sources. Okay, alerts can send the notification to the email addresses or to the anypoint platform users within the runtime manager. Custom notifications can be generated by the Mule applications using the Cloud Hub connector. Okay, so these are different from your API manager alerts. So what all alerts are there? API usage, memory usage, and custom notification alerts are there, exceeds the event traffic threshold, secure data gateway, secure data gateway connected, worker not responding, deployment success, deployment failure. So these much errors are there, oh sorry, alerts are there in the Cloud Hub that you can have. So you can take a snapshot for this, and these are for the on-premise.
Okay. Let me check it. Give me one second. Where did oh hold up. I'm taking yeah. Yeah, here you go.
Okay. Yeah. This one also.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, I did it.
Okay, and let's see the alerting in the runtime fabric. Okay, runtime manager does not support alerting on the RTF deployed application. Okay, this needs to be noted that it doesn't support RTF deployed application, this alerting system. For RTF has a built-in alerting capabilities. Okay, it is already having some built-in capabilities similar to the runtime manager alerts, but more limited. Okay, so alerting in runtime fabric is based on capacitor. Okay, so it is based on the capacitor. Capacitor will trigger an email for each event if an SMTP resource has been defined. Okay, so in case of any alert, it will send the email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just a second. Sorry, there's an emergency. So what was the amount? Just had pay cards. Okay, monitoring application using the custom component. Any Mule application can define custom health check endpoints. Okay, so what you can do while creating an application, what you can do, you can generate some endpoints for like ping or something to check the health check. Okay, so by that,
Mhm.
by adding a polling, you can check whether your worker is up or not, whether your endpoint is up or not. Okay, so an external application or a functional monitoring. Okay, so what you can do, you can add that endpoint in the functional monitoring and you can check whether you are getting 200 or not in every 15 minutes. So you will get to know that your worker is up in every 15 minutes. Okay.
So, which means
So
we are creating one endpoint for only
yes,
health check. So,
yes,
whatever
yes,
is,
yes.
mhm. Okay.
So it's up to you. Like you can use this or you can have a runtime manager alert directly. Runtime manager alert is also there, right? So
Yeah.
in case your performance will impacted or something will get impacted, then also then you can have some alerts, right? But here, if you want to generate the endpoints, you can do this as well, because mostly in projects people do this.
Yeah, that's why, because
I
they
have
don't have
seen that.
like data name. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is easy way, I think,
This is a good
create.
approach. This is a very good approach, that we have
Yeah.
some health check endpoints in every application, and you can add those health check endpoints in your functional monitoring. Okay, so that every time it will check that your worker is up basically. Yeah.
How about the scheduler? Sorry. So
Let's say your worker is down.
no, no. I mean, why we need a scheduler? So if you have only endpoint for health check, so also do you need like a scheduler too for
No, no, no.
sending
Actually, this
notification?
diagram is basically for like this diagram is for internal working of the functional monitor. Okay, so
Okay, I mean.
not scheduler in the functional monitoring. Behind the scenes, the scheduler is running, right? It is polling
Mhm,
your API. Basically, it is hitting your API, right?
mhm,
So the summary finally it got ended. Okay, so the summary is logger processor. Logger processor logs the entire Mule event, including all attributes as well as flow variables. Okay, and
mhm,
by default, logging in Mule is done asynchronously. That we have already discussed. And Anypoint platform provides Anypoint monitoring, analytics, insights, dashboards, and custom metrics for analyzing and monitoring the applications for the performance and
mhm,
debugging. Okay, and Anypoint monitoring is next generation tool for the MuleSoft for analyzing and monitoring the application for the performance and the debugging. Okay, so
mhm,
Anypoint monitoring you are already aware. For on premise you need to download the agent, then you need to connect this out. Okay.
mhm.
Okay.